You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of McGreer versus Wade.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Mr. McGrier, you say that a summer affair you had 20 years ago resulted in the birth of the defendant, Amia Wade. You say that while you weren't always the best dad, you most certainly are her biological father, and you intend to prove that today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Wade, you say you were always told by your mother that Mr. McGreer is your dad, but claim that as a child you discovered information which leads you to believe another man is your father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. McGreer, why is it so important now that you prove to Ms. Wade that you are her biological father?
You know, I'm doing this because I love her. And I really want her to know, you know, I really apologize for the times that I wasn't there and couldn't be the dad that I really wanted to be.
I don't believe that you're my father. I don't want you to be my father.
You don't want him to be your father?
No, he just was never there as a father. He popped in and out of my life, like, over the years.
Were you in and out of her life, sir?
Yes. My lifestyle didn't permit me to be the father that I wanted to be or needed to be at that time, just to be with her as a dad. You know, just as much as I missed a lot of her life, you know, that really bothered me the same way that I couldn't be in her life like I really needed to be.
And I can see you are very angry about that, Ms. Wade.
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Tell the court what it was like growing up without the man you were told was your biological father.
Well, you know, there would be times where I would ask for him and he was nowhere to be found. There were times at school where they had father-daughter dances. He was nowhere. Everybody else had their father. Why couldn't I have mine?
Even at 20 years old, those are still memories you carry with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's look at them days when I wasn't there. I'm in one state, you in another state.
It doesn't matter. If you really thought that you was my father, you would have made a way to be there. No matter what you went through, you was never there.
Well.
And then you want to come in and out of my life 5 years at a time. You want to come in my life when I'm 19 and try to be a dad. It's not gonna work like that.
Okay.
How was he in and out of your life, Ms. Wade? Can you explain that to the court?
I was 5 years old.
When the first time you met him?
Yes, ma'am.
5 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
And you remember it?
I kind of sort of remember me and my mom took a trip to New York where that's where he was. And I met his mother and some of my other siblings there. After that, we came back home. I didn't see Mr. McGreer until like I was like 11, 12.
Another 6, 7 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
My lifestyle didn't permit me to be the father that I wanted to be.
You should have been there. It doesn't matter.
I understand how you feel.
No, you don't.
Oh, I understand how you feel.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you would have made an effort to be there no matter what.
But I did make efforts to be there with you.
But you bounced in and out of my life.
But when I could, I did.
It does not matter.
I did.
You should have been the father.
At the end of the day,
you should have been a father.
I'm still your dad.
No, you're not.
I'm still your dad.
No, you're not.
And I'm going to be your dad for the rest of your life. It's done.
It's my decision.
But at the end of the day, we could change this. It's up to you,
don't
but
want
you know
you
what?
in my life.
So hold on, I want to understand what's
going
going on.
to always love you.
I want to understand. Are you feeling so hurt that you just don't want him to be your father because he's hurt you so much? Or do you truly believe he may not be your biological father?
I feel like it's both.
All right.
But like there was times, Your Honor, when Mia was sent to me by her mom to be there for her. When she came to stay with me for them couple of weeks, and I didn't deny that. I didn't say, no, don't send her here because that's not my daughter, none of that. I just said, send her, yeah, of course. Of course, because that's another bond that I can get with her, you know, so I can get to know her.
No, Your Honor. My mother said, your dad want to spend some time with you. I'm going to send you for a weekend, which was probably 3 to 4 days and whatnot. I went up there and yes, we made a bond. Yes, we talked. But after I came back home, another 6 years went by.
But your mother did say your dad wants to spend this weekend with you. So your mother was indicating this was your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Wade, when you sent your daughter to stay with Mr. McGreer, it was under the belief that this was her biological father, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
But you believe he's not your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Wade, what was your relationship like with Mr. McGreer?
The relationship with Mr. McGreer, it was a summer affair. We were together for a couple of months. Once we split up, it was about a week or two later, I started dating another guy, and I didn't find out until I was approximately 3.5 months pregnant with Mia.
And so when you got pregnant, did you know for certain if Mr. McGreer was the biological father, or could it be the other gentleman as well?
I don't think it could be the other gentleman because I don't believe in one-night stands. We only had one occurrence. After that occurrence, I found out that he was sleeping with another family member of mine, and I cut him off.
Okay. So did you tell Mr. McGreer you were pregnant when you found out?
He wasn't there during the pregnancy. By the time he got back in touch with me and came back down to Greenwood, I had already had Mia. Mia was about 2.5 months old the first time he actually seen her. We tried to work it out then, but things just didn't work out, and I actually gave him an ultimatum. I actually told him, it's either me and your daughter, or it's your lifestyle. And he chose the lifestyle.
So, Mr. McGreer, when you heard about the baby, did you have any doubts that she was your biological daughter?
Not at all.
You didn't?
No, I didn't have any doubts. She wasn't promiscuous like that. When she's with one person, she's with one person. And I had to leave because, well, like really have a woman in your life that really cared for you, I didn't want to mess that up with her. You know, even though I had a relationship with her, but I couldn't have been the man because my lifestyle wouldn't allow me to be the man that I needed to be, or a father as a family.
Listen, I say all the time in this courtroom, every person makes mistakes. As much as I acknowledge Mr. McGreer's journey, I also acknowledge and I can honor your pain in this. And I know this had to hurt as a young girl.
He made so many promises that he didn't keep. When I was 13, promised to get me a whole new wardrobe of clothes for school. I had to go to school with the same clothes I put last year, and that resulted into me being bullied all high school. So as a result, I think that was his fault. There were times where little things like the bookmobile came around. I wanted a book called My Dad for $10, didn't get it. You're not so bad of a person. Like, you could have done it.
You feel like he never made you a priority.
Right.
And he didn't follow through on his promises to you.
Right. And it's like, now you want to spend time with your other kids, but you didn't make an effort with me.
Do you hear her when she's speaking, Mr. McGrier?
Yes. Actually, Mia actually got more time than any of my other kids, except for the newborns that I have.
But
because
Ms. Wade, I think she feels a level of envy
And
because you are so focused on raising those children, and she felt like, well, if you could get focused on raising these children, why couldn't you get focused on raising me? Is that what you feel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because at that time, I wasn't focused. And when we stayed together this last couple of months, I couldn't treat her like a kid. I couldn't raise her. She was already grown. But all I could do is be there for her, just recognize that I'm here. We cried together. I cried with her and let her know how I felt, how I felt to miss the days, and I hope she forgive me. You know, I understand somebody not having their mom and dad there, and then like she's saying in and out the life, so that's a difference.
I just feel like another man could be my father. Another man came into my life when I was 11 years old.
Tell the court about this experience.
He would just come around and speak to me, give me a little change, like carry pocket full of change. He said that he could be my father, and that's when he automatically introduced me to like 6 of his other kids. And after that, I spent more time with them. He's been taking care of me ever since that age. He has been there for my prom days. He spent time with me and his other children. He took us to the zoo. He spent quality time.
Do you know the gentleman she's talking about, Ms. Wade?
That's the guy I tried to have a relationship with after Mr. McGreer and I split up.
So did he step in as a father figure, or was this a possibility? Like, were you saying to yourself, this could potentially be her biological father?
I never thought that, even though he has said that since I was about 6 months pregnant.
So this gentleman,
always said that.
This gentleman thought he was your daughter's biological father.
He's always said that. He's
Mr. McGreer, did you know about this other gentleman?
No, not right offhand, Your Honor. My daughter brought it up to me one day. I came up to visit, actually another time, you know, when me and she could try to make it again. And that was brought up that there might be somebody else that could be the father.
Yeah, that's when I...
And that wasn't like, you know, something that we pursued.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
I
that...
told him, when I told Mr. McGrier, I told him about the other guy, I say, and he's been claiming to be Miss Wade's father since before she was actually born. He's always said, that's my daughter, I believe my daughter, and I've always told him, no, she's not. No, she's not.
So you told him the truth, but you said, I don't believe this is true.
Mm-hmm.
So it truly is about Mr. McGreer being in and out of your life as a father, but also having this information and having this other person not just tell you directly, but tell your mother, and even Mr. McGreer being informed that this other man believed he was your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor. I felt like he came into my life. He was there. He acted like a father. He gave me the love I've been wanting my whole life. My oldest brother had to step in to be a father figure to me, and that wasn't his job. It was his job if he really thought I was his daughter.
That's a lot of hurt, you know, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And I just wish things could have been different. But there's a forward process to making it better, to move on.
Exactly.
And I'm here today because I want you to have your clarification and feel better about whatever.
Thank you for saying that, Mr. McGreer. And I think you are so right. This moment is about finding out how we can move forward. It's also about her having the opportunity to have her say. And Ms. Wade, I want you to take your opportunity because that's why we're here. And I want you to tell Mr. McGreer how you really feel. And look at him. You're strong enough. You can do it.
I just feel like at the father-daughter dance, all these other dads was dancing with their daughter, and you weren't there. You could have been there for me.
I'm so sorry for that.
Just take a deep breath.
I'm so sorry for that, and I understand how you feel. I came a long way. Trying to be a man. Trying to be a man, you know? Trying to grow up. And I just need that chance. I'm struggling so hard just to like, be somebody. So for me to man up and try to be a responsible parent, and my kids don't have to worry about knowing if their dad was there, is he gonna be there? I know I put myself first, I really did, being selfish, because I was a kid myself, but I'm growing up, and I wanna be a better dad. And if you allow me, there'll be no more broken promises. There'll be no more broken promises. 'Cause I don't like to make promises that I can't keep. That hurts me even more not to be able to come through when I say that. You know, that takes a lot. You know, I let my own down. And I let myself down even more because where I'm at today, it's for me. It's for me. And I just hope we have another chance to make things right. Because I love you.
With all of that so beautifully said, let's get the results. Jerome, thank you.
You're welcome.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of McGreer versus Wade, when it comes to 20-year-old Amia Wade, it has been determined by this court. Mr. McGreer, you are not the father. I'm so sorry.
But like I said, the broken promises won't be broken. And this doesn't change what I feel for you.
Even though you're not my father, I will allow you to be there. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I know that was not what you expected to hear. Even though you came here saying you had the information that suggested someone else was your biological father. But Mr. McGreer, I want you to keep loving that arm you got around her, just like that. I can see how much you've grown, because that's what a father does. Protects, provides, and at the end of the day, stands beside you, no matter what. And Miss Wade, I just want you to know, despite everything you've been through, you are loved, and I hope you feel that in this moment. Court is adjourned.